Again, I've said it a lot, but I can't believe it. I really just feel like I'm in some sort of dream right now, and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be upset.
It's okay. You can pinch yourself because you are indeed a two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, guys.
It's the closing moments at Phoenix Raceway. Denny Hamlin looks like he's got the championship locked down. Every lap, every restart, every turn, it's all going his way. The crowd can feel it. His team can feel it. He's just a few clean laps away from finally sealing the deal on that long-awaited first title. But then, one late caution turns the entire race upside down. In a single moment, NASCAR history takes a stunning twist, and Jeff Gordon has plenty to say about it afterward. Kyle Larson just claimed his second NASCAR Cup Series championship at Phoenix, and not a soul in that garage area could have predicted it. Even his crew was in disbelief. This wasn't a typical title-clinching performance where the fastest car simply outdrives the competition. This one was built on chaos, luck, and survival. It was messy, unpredictable, and far from perfect. Jeff Gordon, vice chairman of Hendrick Motorsports and four-time Cup champion, summed it up best when he said, "It wasn't the prettiest one we've ever accomplished." And coming from someone who's seen it all, from dominating wins to heartbreak losses, that's saying a lot. To really understand what made this championship so wild, you have to go back to how it all unfolded at Phoenix Raceway. Larson and the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports team were on the back foot from the moment the green flag dropped. They weren't setting the pace or leading the pack. The car just wasn't there. Larson admitted after the race that it felt average at best, and that's being generous. Then came the setback that should have ended it all. A right front tire went down mid-race. Larson slipped a lap behind, and just like that, his title hopes looked dead in the water. The only thing that kept him in the game was a perfectly timed caution that allowed him to get his lap back. It was the lifeline they needed, but even then, the team was barely hanging on. Fast forward to the closing laps. Denny Hamlin, driving the race of his life, had led 208 of the 319 laps. He looked unstoppable. Every restart, every pit cycle, he was in total control. His Toyota was dialed in perfectly. The championship was his to lose. Then, with just 3 laps remaining, fate intervened. William Byron, Larson's own teammate and another championship contender, blew a tire and hit the wall. The caution flag waved, and just like that, everything reset. Hamlin's comfortable lead was gone, and the race was headed to overtime. Pit strategy now became the decider. Hamlin's team went conservative, bolting on 4 fresh tires for grip and security. Larson's crew took a gamble, changing only 2. That risky call put Larson restarting 5th, while Hamlin, despite having fresher rubber, was buried back in 10th. The title would come down to 2 overtime laps, a 2-lap shootout for the championship. Larson nailed the restart of his life. He didn't need to lead, he just needed to finish high enough. In those final laps, chaos broke out behind him as drivers battled for every inch. Larson crossed the finish line in 3rd, while Hamlin could only climb to 6th. Ryan Blaney took the race win, but it didn't matter. Larson, without leading a single lap all afternoon, walked away as the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series champion. It was a result no one could believe. In the entire history of NASCAR's playoff elimination format, no driver had ever won a championship without leading a single lap in the finale. For Jeff Gordon, it was both thrilling and baffling. The win came exactly 30 years after Gordon himself delivered Hendrick Motorsports its very first championship in 1995. Now, 3 decades later, the organization had captured its 15th Cup title, and the emotions ran deep. Gordon reflected on how far the team had come, sharing that he and Rick Hendrick reminisced about that first title and the legacy it built. "What a way to do it," Gordon said. "Never quit, all the way to the final lap. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done." Crew chief Cliff Daniels was even more blunt about the day. He admitted, "It was a pretty ugly race for us. We were beaten on speed. After the flat tire, it felt like nothing was going our way. Yet somehow, their perseverance turned disaster into triumph." Even Rick Hendrick confessed he didn't believe they had a shot until the very end. But as he's learned over decades in NASCAR, sometimes that's when magic happens. On the other side of pit road, though, it was devastation. Denny Hamlin sat in his car long after the checkered flag, helmet off, motionless. He wiped his face with a towel, staring blankly ahead. When he finally spoke, his words were quiet and hollow. "I really don't have much emotion right now," he said. "Just numb." We were 40 seconds away from a championship. This sport can break you. Sometimes speed and talent just don't matter. Hamlin's heartbreak was hard to watch. He'd done everything right, qualified on pole, led the most laps, and controlled the race from start to finish. But none of it mattered after one late caution. It was yet another painful reminder of how cruel this sport can be. This loss marked the 6th time in Hamlin's career that he's watched a championship slip through his fingers. Over 2 decades with Joe Gibbs Racing, he's become one of NASCAR's greats. Over 60 career wins, 3 Daytona 500 victories, and yet no championship. His near misses tell the story. 2010 when Jimmy Johnson edged him after Hamlin spun. 2014 when a pit stop ruined his shot. 2019 when overheating from tape on the grill cost him dearly. 2021 when a late caution stole his momentum. 2022 when Ross Chastain's wall ride knocked him out by inches. And now, 2024 joins that brutal list. After the race, Hamlin's voice cracked as he said, "If I can't win that one, I don't know which one I can." He'd rented 3 houses in Scottsdale for his family and friends to celebrate. Instead, he spent the night consoling his daughters on pit road as his team stood in stunned silence. William Byron, whose flat tire triggered the caution, felt terrible. Despite being part of Hendrick Motorsports, he showed nothing but respect for Hamlin. "I just hate that it caused a caution," Byron said. "I hate it for Denny. He was on his way to it. I really do." As Larson celebrated with his crew, confetti raining down under the Phoenix lights, Jeff Gordon looked on with a mix of pride and reflection. Larson's journey with Hendrick began in 2021 when he won the championship in his first year with the team. Now, just a few seasons later, he's captured his 2nd title and joined an elite group of only 18 drivers in NASCAR history with multiple Cup championships. Gordon has huge expectations for him. "I've watched Kyle since his sprint car days," he said. "I always knew that if he ever got into a Hendrick Motorsports car, he'd do special things. Records are meant to be broken. As long as he's with us, I want him to chase 10 championships." For context, Jimmy Johnson's 7 titles still stand as the benchmark, and Hendrick Motorsports continues to be the most successful organization in NASCAR history. Larson's 2nd title cements his place as the next great hope for the team, and possibly the next to chase that all-time record. What makes this championship even more remarkable is how it capped off what had been a frustrating season for Larson. Before Phoenix, he hadn't won a race since early May, a 24-race drought that had fans questioning if he'd lost his edge. But as Larson said after the race, "I can't believe it. We didn't lead a lap, and somehow we're the champions." Unreal? The victory was historic, emotional, and yes, controversial. It arrived exactly 3 decades after Jeff Gordon's first title and showed just how unpredictable NASCAR can be. Was Larson the best driver that day? Probably not. But did he and his team make the right calls at the right moments? Absolutely. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin's heartbreak continues to define his legacy. A driver with elite skill and unmatched consistency, forever chasing the one trophy that keeps slipping away. His story is both inspiring and agonizing, a reminder of how brutally fair this sport can be. For Larson, this title isn't just another win, it's a statement. It proves that even when things go wrong, a team that refuses to quit can still find a way to victory. For Hendrick Motorsports, it's another milestone in a dynasty that's lasted 3 decades. And for NASCAR as a whole, it's a reminder of what makes this sport so thrilling, because sometimes it doesn't matter how fast you are, how dominant your car is, or how perfect your strategy seems. Sometimes it all comes down to one yellow flag at the worst possible moment.